Hey guys, welcome to Coding After 30. So I want to practice doing a live stream. I'm going to record this first because I've never done a live stream, so there's still a lot of learning. But I do want to start doing at least once a week live stream because I want to get to know you guys. I want to actually talk to you guys in real time. I know I don't have enough subscribers, so it's just going to be maybe one or two of you, but who cares? It's going to be a lot of fun. Might as well get started someday. So I came up with this idea. I think it's going to be great for all of us. It is coffee, code, and chat with me, of course, because I'm doing this channel, but and with you guys. And because I want to get to know you guys, I want to talk about code while drinking coffee. I actually forgot my coffee upstairs, and I'm not gonna go up and get it right now because I don't want to waste time. But don't worry, in today's video, we are going to do something cool. But the idea is the chat part is what's the important part. I want to grow a community. I want to talk to you guys. I want to learn about you guys. I want to know the things you're doing, the things that you're struggling with, the things that you're succeeding with, so we could all grow as a community. So I came up with this idea, and I want to start doing a live stream once a week to start, and then go from there. And most importantly, let me know in the comments of this video if this is something you think is going to be helpful. I'm going to do it anyway because I think it's going to be awesome to talk to you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be like so much fun because it's good to talk to people in real life, especially with like the pandemic going on. I think everybody is so excluded from everybody else. I guess it depends where you live. It'll be cool to chat with you guys. And hey, if you don't like coffee, you could drink whatever you like, but I'm most likely going to drink coffee because I love coffee. So that's going to be the new thing. Coffee, code, and chat. I hope you like the concept. And in today's video, we are going to do something exciting. We are going to do something cool. I'm going to show you how to set up React in your local environment. And wow, being live is crazy because you can't make mistakes. So I got to learn to talk even more to cover up my mistakes I make. So we are going to set up React in our local environment, and we're going to use VS Code. Now, I am imagining that you already set up Node and have npm installed. But if you don't, there's plenty of tutorials. And the reason why I'm not going to do this here because I have a Mac, you might have a Windows, you might have a different Mac. If you have M1, it's slightly a little bit different. And so the idea is you guys should Google and at least download Node, set up Node, at least download VS Code. And if you did not download it, it's okay. Do it next time. You will have this video online. But in today's video, we're going to jump into the terminal here. And so what you guys can do is actually use npm create react app if it's installed, but we're going to use npx create. And wow, I didn't practice this. The mic is right in my typing hands. I guess I have to adjust it somehow. I'm going to work with it. This show is going to be ridiculous. You know what? I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to move my keyboard on my lap. There we go. Problem solved. I got to get more cameras, but I can't. I just have one camera here, so it's fine. So we could start with npx. Well, first thing, no, I don't want to remove anything. No, I see issues, 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 issues. At least it's going to be comedy hour. So first thing you want to do is make sure you know which directory you're in. I have all my folders set up in my documents under programming, so that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go cd. You guys will get to see the true power of editing because you're like, wow, he cannot type fast at all. Whatever, I'm going to practice. Look, all caps too. Man, under pressure, I don't know what to do, but I'm going to use this super awesome trick when you start typing stuff. Wow, I am really having issues right now with my computer. Or is it the issue with the coder? Most likely the issue is with me, but I'm going to navigate to my documents folder. I'm going to check, okay, and I have folder programming, and you guys could put it wherever you like. And I'm going to go into I'm going to make a new directory. I'm going to call live code, or actually I'm going to call it coffee chat, more appropriate, because that's where I'm going to cd into that folder. And now here we're going to set up our React project. So I'm going to use npx, which allows you to easily run create React app. And we will give it a name, call it coffee chat one. Really original. And what that's going to do, it's going to go out there. Yes. Oh, God dang it. So here, this is what I was telling you. When you install NPM on your computer, it's going to have very specific things that you want it to do. So I got a M1 as a gift, and my God, like it works, but kind of certain things don't work. So I have to make sure that I use the local system, um, use system node, because the M1, the only node version that works on the metal like natively is the newest one, and the newest one I didn't have it set up, so I'm using the normal node that you're probably going to have, version 14, npm version 6. And so if you're running into these issues, that's why I want to have this live chat, because I'll be able to help you in real time. But right now, this is going to be recording, so you guys get to suffer me and laugh at all my mistakes that I make, but it doesn't matter. Now I'm able to do that same command without a problem. And so what's going to happen now, npm is gonna go and fetch everything you need to know to create your React app. A lot of people, like, they'll on tutorials be like, you need to set up Webpack yourself, you need to set up Babel. That's a distraction for you guys, especially if you just starting out to learn. So we're not gonna do any of that. Let's see how far is this baby going along. It is slowly going. I do have slow internet connection here, and so unfortunately it takes forever for me to upload my videos. And one of the things that I found out is that, you know, streaming, you do need to have pretty high bandwidth. So a lot of my streaming videos probably be at 720p, but it's good enough for to start. Most important part is that we're going to be communicating with each other. And anyway, if you made it this far, let me know in the comments what you guys think. How am I doing so far? And my next stream is going to be live, and it's probably going to be even worse than this one. Maybe not. And wow, it's taking its a sweet time. It is just doing its thing. But anyway, this is great though, because when things were live, I would be asking you guys, hey, what you guys want to do? So I think it's making stuff happen. It's breaking, it's working. So let me switch back my mic here. You guys are gonna be like, oh, he's making too much noise by touching the mic with his hands. Nope, it's still installing dependencies. Oh, okay, look at that go. So it is still doing stuff. You get to see side of my head. I didn't comb my hair today. I didn't care. Whatever. Comb my hair. Now we're ready. So now what we have to do, we have to, ooh, I hit my mic with my hand again. This is so much practice. We have to CD into our coffee app, right? And here we are. You'll see files like, you know, public package like JSON, README, node modules, and we'll talk more about them in details. For now, we're just getting started in the most simplest way, most simple project. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up my VS Code, and there's a bunch of ways to get into things when you're working there, but we're going to do it the old-fashioned way by clicking here, open folder. It's going to go here. You remember where you guys put your folder. I have conveniently programming folder. We have our coffee and chat, the one that we created in terminal. We have our coffee chat, and that's the one we're going to open. So now it's open. I just realized I will not be able to show you the preview of my browser because I didn't set it up. I didn't think that far ahead. So you guys will get to wait for me to set up the browser so you could see the app. So, but whatever, let's not potato tomato, it doesn't matter, whatever the heck we're talking about here. So what I'm going to do anyway, I'm going to still go here, and once you're wrong screen, once you're in your VS Code, right, the most important thing when you're starting out with your React app, and we'll talk more about the source directory and the public directory. The public directory has your index.html, which is the entry point for your app. So if I scroll down here, we're going to see right here this div that says div with ID root. And this is basically where your React is going to inject all the JavaScript, all the HTML that it creates dynamically and stuff like that. We were really not going to do anything here. And where the magic happens is in the source file. So if we go to app.js, we're gonna notice that we have our, actually, let me back up here. If you go to your index.js, we have this React render. It is being pulled from React render. And what this allows you to do, it allows you to render your React app or elements to the div that we selected. And as we saw earlier, we had a div with ID of root, and we are getting with vanilla JavaScript document that get element by ID, and that lives in your public folder here. And see this root folder, and that's where React is going to push all the stuff. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back to the index.js, right? We're here. You see this root. Okay. Wow. This is live streaming is really difficult. Anybody that does it well, like, I'm gonna give them like a good round of applause for live streamers, because this is really hard. And when I get frustrated, I do swear, but I'm trying to keep this as clean, channel as possible. And so I'm gonna not swear today. Even the frustration of doing this semi-live, because I'm recording it, but I'm pretending it's live, and I will upload this video for you guys today. It's probably gonna be the most epic, longest video ever. I'm gonna promise I'm not gonna keep it long. So here we go. So we'll go to here. So in VS Code, what you guys could do is you could open your terminal, and it's going to be here. Let me move it down a little bit. And we could run our app by typing npm run. I'm sorry, npm start. I bet npm run start would work too, but this is just what you do. And you will have a browser window that's going to open, and it's going to show your app. Obviously, I didn't set it up, so there's going to be some moment of silence. I'm going to try to do this really quickly. I'm going to create a new scene in OBS. I've never used this before. This is like day one of happening. I'm going to call it browser, because I want to display my browser here with my React app back here. You guys get to experience and see me in all the glory. Man, this side, like, I gotta cut my, like, shave my, get a better haircut for you guys. I'm sorry, not being presentable today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fix this up first in that browser view. Wow, I just realized by adding the new window, my audio also gets cut out, which is exciting. So you get to experience the silence. So anyway, I'm gonna quickly try to fix it. Technical difficulties. I'm gonna do this quick. I figured it out. Okay, the audio's back, finally. Now let me get that window prepped here. My goodness, you guys are champs being able to deal with me in the moment of this glory that I have no idea what's happening. But at least now you could hear my voice. And again, some of you probably gonna dislike this. You guys gonna be like, this is terrible, very unprofessional. Hey, we all have to start somewhere. I am trying to do my best here. Okay, so we wanna add a browser. Okay, let's do this. Okay, what do we have here? That's not that, you know what? That's not what we want. We want to add a window. My goodness, this is like more embarrassing than when I showed up to school with no pants. Just kidding, that never happened. I just wanted to keep this conversation light. Okay, like plus. It's gotta be window capture, because I'm capturing a browser. It's a new one, and we want to show windows with no empty names. So we have Finder. No, that's not what we want. We have control Wi-Fi sound clock. Oh my God! Next time I'm not gonna be so unprofessional. I promise. I promise. I promise it's gonna be different. I promise it's going to be different. No. Here we go. Boom. Look at that. You guys get to see it, the magic of working and making stuff. And now I have to insert my art and my face. This is way harder than I thought I was going to do. I think there's a better way of doing it. Let me do that again. My voice is going to die a little bit. I apologize, guys. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Bye for a second. I'll be right back. Oh God. Oh God, what's happening? I know what I'm going to do. I am going to duplicate this. Yes, work view 2. And then I'm going to switch to that. And guess what? I didn't disappear. Wow, I should have done this earlier. And now what I could do, I could remove the this window here. Okay, I'm on view 2, view work 3. What's that? I don't know what's that. Oh, that's not it. That's not it either. Oh, oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so now I need to remove. Wow, VS Code. I need to remove, remove VS Code. Yes. Okay. Remove VS Code. And now I want to add my browser window. Again, guys, I want to thank you for dealing with me. Listen, if I only have one person that stuck around this long watching this unbelievably long live stream, which is out of control right now, like, I apologize. Oh my God. Like, if I could turn red, I would be so red from embarrassment right now. But you get to see the difficulties of streaming. So next time you guys go and watch a streamer, you guys could be like, wow, not as easy as I thought. Like, this is really difficult. You know, a lot of credit goes to all those streamers. And I swear to God, I just saw my Chrome browser. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh my God, this is beautiful. It is happening. It is working. It is exciting. So there, we did it. I hope you guys could forgive me for that unbelievable, like, just waste of your time. But hopefully it was entertaining. Hopefully it wasn't wasted. So now we're gonna get back. We're gonna look at our app. We're gonna get started. And you know what? Maybe we might actually learn something today. So coming back, look at this. Look at it talking to the mic. I don't know those SMR channels where they're like, listen to me talk. I play with my ears. Like, maybe that's what I should do. I'll probably get more views if I do that. Please don't comment below. I probably not going to be good at it. So this is what you guys see. So what we're going to do now is we're going to clean up our app so we could start with it much easier. So we're back to our VS Code here. And this here, we're going to delete stuff we don't need. And hopefully nothing's going to break. We're going to go to our app.js. And we're going to keep the CSS file for now. We're going to take this and we're going to, like, just nuke it. Everything inside this div. We're just going to say goodbye. And oh my God, did it break our app? Let's see. We have to Control save here, and look at that. Our app is broken. No, it's not broken. We just deleted the stuff that we were putting here. Just so you guys could see that it's not broken, we're going to say stuff will go here. Oh, we don't need a enter. Like, what would I? And then we save. I didn't even set up my VS Code because look, see, stuff goes here, stuff goes here, right? And I'm not sure if you saw the screen. What I did is was empty before, right? It's empty. I got to get used to, like, seeing all my screens, right? We thought our app was broken, but it wasn't broken. It was just we didn't put anything between those divs. So if you go back here and put stuff goes here, and save, and go back to our browser window, now I see stuff goes here. So we know that our app works. What we want to do now is just clean up stuff that we're not using. We're not using the logo, so we could delete it. And actually, before you delete stuff, it's very important to kind of, like, you could delete stuff first, right? But then it's going to break stuff because React is going to be looking for that logo and it doesn't exist. So you see here, let's delete this import first and save. And now when we delete the logo, React's not going to complain. You could also delete the logo first, let React complain, and then go and try to restart everything and figure it out. But we're just going to do this. So now what we did, we're still here. It still works. Let's jump back to our application here. And all we're going to do, guys, we're just going to create a very simple starter component. As you could see here, they're using a functional component. So what we're going to do, we're going to create our own functional component that when we click a button, it's going to add a 1. Like, you know what? It is amazing to add a 1 when you click a button. Completely useless application, but it's going to introduce this idea of state and props. Now, I could put all this logic here, but what we're going to do, we're going to create we don't need our public folder here. We're going to create a new folder, and we're going to call it, what are we going to call it? Well, we're going to call it components, because React is basically a bunch of components that put together like Lego pieces, and that's how they work. Now we're going to create there's different ways of doing it. I'm going to show you this way first. We're going to create a folder, and we're going to call it our first component. A very terrible name, but that's what we're going to call it anyway. I don't know why VS Code puts it like weirdly like this. It's an issue. But next, we're going to create a new file, and it's going to be index.js. And the reason we're calling it index is because we wanted to basically, when we export our component, it just saves us typing. I'll explain it later for you guys. Don't worry right now. Just trust me. Right now, you guys are going to do index. And we're going to import React because we need it from React. And we're going to create a functional component by typing function. Because we called our file our first component, we want to keep our naming the same, first component. And the reason I capitalized the folder name to signify to me that it's a component, right? And boom. And then here we're going to return JSX, right? And we're going to return a div. And what the div is going to say right now, hi. We just want to do that. And we're going to export default. You could type it on the bottom here and type the name of our first component like that. Or if you want to save some typing and this works here, you could do export default. Okay, perfect. So we have our first component. It's our first component that basically says hi. Now we're going to go to our app.js. We're going to remove this. Stuff goes here. And we're going to import our first component. Perfect. So now we have our first component. Now, there's a lot of different things we could learn, but very important concept to learn from the beginning is this idea of props. Oh, our app failed to compound. Oh God, we have an error. Oh God, this is so ugly. It's mistakes. You see this? What is that? What is it complaining? Import from React. See, I am so freaked out by doing this first live that's going to take hours and hours. And if you're still with me, you should win some sort of prize. I command you. I already know what the issue is. It's because I'm not paying attention, because I'm trying to type and talk at the same time. It's really goddamn difficult. And I could see that I misspelled the name here wrong, right? It should be, first of all, Lil I. And I made that mistake here. You see, I'm going to rename that, because why would I put two huge I's or one huge I? It should be a little I. Okay, so, but that's not the issue. The issue is, and you probably caught it, and you're probably yelling at me this whole time, Paul, you didn't import the thing right. And you know what? You're right. I didn't. And so, listen, we're going to jump back into our app.js. Oh no. Did VS Code freeze? I didn't even think that was possible. I didn't think that it's possible to freeze VS Code. And you know what? Keep waiting. What if you do keep waiting? I've never had VS Code freeze. And I think this is an issue because I'm using M1 Mac, and this might not be the version that natively is supported, or is the native version that didn't quite have all its bugs cleared out. So what we're going to do, we're going to reopen and see what happens. Look at that. By reopening it, it will magically fix it. That was a question for, because I'm not sure. And no, it does not. Yes, it does. It fixes it. It is fixed, ready to go. Man, like, give me a like. I waited this long. I deserve a like for the effort I'm putting into this first test run. So anyway, the issue is here. If you go to index, what am I doing here? That's not where I'm. It should be React. I'm importing React from React. So now if we save, now if the thing reloads, like, the error should not be there. So let's do npm start to start our app. And then we're going to go back to our browser and we're going to see our hi. See, it says hi, little tiny letters. It would make sense if the letters were bigger, but that's okay. Let's give it an H1. And so, man, I keep forgetting to switch. Here we go. Let's give it an H1. So at least our hi is more prominent, like you guys, the best supporters ever. I have 850 subscribers. You guys, I know from fact, like, you guys are the best supporters ever. That's why I keep making these videos. This is like so time consuming and takes so much effort, but I'm like, you know what? I appreciate all the support from my loyal followers on YouTube, um, and this is amazing. So here we go. Here we go. Let's switch back here. And look, we have hi, bigger, easier to see. So let's do a simple example of props. And the reason why I want to bring up props now is because, and I know we were going to do counter. Let's do completely something different. Because it's fine. Because I want to show you an example of props, and then we're going to, on a button, we're going to change our prop. We're going to change the message to something else. So right now it says hi. Now, the hi, we want it to be a prop. So the way you would pass props, right, and this is what makes React dynamic. We're going to type in message. It could be anything. I'm just typing. Oh, you can't see me type. Oh, God damn it. See? Oh, almost swore. God damn it, technically is not a swear. If you got offended, I'm sorry. But what we want to do here, we're going to type message because we want to pass our prop inside here. And our prop is going to be hello, right? And then we're going to go inside our component that we created. And by the way, I just realized when I imported our first component here, it automatically did the import on top. Usually you could, like, if it doesn't do it automatically, you would type it out. Import name of your component from dot component, our first component, which basically refers to this folder here and this component here. Now, if we didn't use index, if we had the name something else, we would do then and whatever the, no dot, but whatever the name is. But because we use index, we don't have to do that. And that's why I told you it saves on typing. Man, if you guys still with me, I applaud you even more. And like, I do the salute for you guys because you guys are amazing. So what we're going to do, we passing hello as a prop. So we're going to go to our index component, and now we want to receive this prop. Now, the way to receive the prop, you would type props, and you would have access to the props via, you know, props dot message, and that would be your props, right? But what you could do, you could actually destructure the prop right away because you're only passing message. What we could do here is just do this message, and instead of saying hi, we are going to say message, right? Message is what it is. It is our message. So we're going to save this, and hopefully nothing breaks. We're going to jump into our browser and you will see that it says hello. Why? Because that is the prop we passed. And now the beauty of this, if I go back, can I go back? Yes, I can. If I go back here into app.js and I switch this to hello world, because every program writes hello world. Like, I don't, like, I get it, but I don't. Like, it's just, I don't understand. And so when we go back to our browser, we see hello world. So we are passing our oh my God, we did it. We completed our React app. There's nothing more to learn. You could turn this off and go from there. So this is interesting because learning to program is not as easy as people making out. There's a lot to learn. I know you guys could do it, but it takes practice. Sitting kind of like I'm sitting in front of the computer. Yes, all kidding aside, we try to have fun, but it's just work in front of the computer, typing and writing stuff and doing things. But we're going to jump back. Look, I'm handling my mic like a pro with my hands, getting oil all over it and probably making weird noises in the process. Perfectly fine, you know? So let's get back. By the way, let me play with the buttons here. This is Coffee, Code, and Chat, where we have a lot of fun. If you're not subscribed to Coding After 30 and you didn't run away of how terrible this pretend live stream is, because it is going to be recorded but not streamed live, let me know on the bottom if you want me to do more live streams. I am going to do them, but I need to pick a time and date where it works best for everybody. So let's get back to coding here. So we passed our props, hello world. So now we're going to go here and we're going to introduce our first, oh my God, what am I scrolling? Man, I realized that, you know what would be helpful for you guys? If I make the text bigger. See, the things that you learn after the fact. If this was live, you guys would have told me. You were like, Paul, we can't see anything. This is stupid. Another bad word. Oh my gosh. And I would have fixed it right away. But because you weren't here to help me, it's your fault. I'm just kidding. It's not your fault. But here we are. So now what we're going to use, we're going to import useState. And this is React hooks. It is an easy way to do state. If you are familiar with class components and all this amazing stuff, which is all old school, that you kind of have to know when you go back and work on older code, but you'll never ever use it again because it's just so much harder and just too much typing and creates a lot of issues. So we're going to use state here, and what we're going to do, we're going to write a const. It takes an array of things that you pass, and you could think of it as your setter and your getter, or I should say your getter and your setter, or the thing that you want. And we're going to call this local state. And that's a terrible name, but we're calling that just to say this is the local state to this component. And I'm going to type set local state, and this is usually what you would do, and then we would equal it to react. Well, no, we don't have to use react because we already brought the useState above. If we didn't bring useState above, right? If I didn't bring useState above, let's say if I did not have this, I could do, and you know what? I'm going to do this to confuse you guys even more. You could just do react useState. So if you want to not type it here, you import it here. If you want to not type it here, then you would go back to our old way. And just to show you that it works, I'm just going to keep it this way. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so everything still works. Now we have this local state. What we could, and I'm going to put another thing here. We're going to do another H1. Why? So you guys could see it clearer. And we're going to put local state here. And local state right now is undefined. And it's probably going to throw an error because local state is undefined. And why is it undefined? Because we didn't put anything here. We didn't put anything here. And so when I go back here and refresh my browser, well, let me go back to the browser here. And it did not give us any issues. And the reason why React did not give us any issues is because it will not render things that are undefined or null. That's just like we're guessing here. Let's go back, put this to the test here, right? Look, we're learning something new. So instead of local state, why if I type 1 here and save it? And when we go back, we're going to see 1, right? It shows 1, but it doesn't say local state. So why does it not show local state? Well, it's because it's undefined. How do I know it's undefined? Because we didn't define it here. We could console log it. Let's do local state. And it's probably going to say that it's undefined. And I know if for some of you guys, this is like super beginner, and that's what I want to start with. I want to start from the very beginning, teaching you guys some concepts of React stuff. So if we go back here and we refresh our browser, or I got to save it first on my other app. So we save it, the browser gets refreshed, and sure enough, you see it here. And of course, Paul, why don't you make the browser bigger so we could goddamn see the things that you're writing? And look, local state is undefined. So how do we fix it? Well, you could easily fix it by going back to our code. And let's remove this one because we no longer need it. We know that everything works. And we could put state here. State. We're just going to put state and save it. And now after we save it here, we're going to go back and you see we have state. So now the coolest thing we could do here now, if we passing a prop, we could literally set our local state with our message prop. So whatever that prop is, and save, whatever that prop is, now we go back to that amazing screen, hello world. Hello world, we're showing the prop twice. So let's go back to our code. Why are we seeing hello world twice? Well, because our message, the prop that we passed, and our local state that is being set here with the prop that we passed. So we could actually delete this because we don't have it. So now we have local state to this component, which is our prop that we pass message. And now what we want to do, we want to create a button. We want to make a button that will, on click, change it to something else. Now, these tutorials will get better, hopefully, and they are going to show more advanced concept. But this is the benefit, and I don't have time because it takes forever to do this with class components. Some people will argue with me. I don't care. It is just the truth. Because right now, for me to make this work is super easy. I create a button, right? And it will say, cool, right? Cool. And what this button is going to do, if you're going to add an on-click event here, on-click. And this on-click event is going to, now if I put set local state here and call it like this, I'm not going to save this. And I put my state here, whatever. I'll actually do this right now since we already committed. We committed this. This is not going to allow me to click the button. It's just going to change the state to whatever because we're literally calling the function here. And let me save this and show you what I mean. If we go back, we have an error. What could it be? Exciting. So this is the benefit of like a lot of, okay, I see. There are too many re-renders. And I think this is happening because we're calling this here, and every time it calls, it updates the state. Every time the state gets updated, oh, how did I not see this happening? It re-renders the screen, and that's why we have this annoying error, too many renders. So the way we solve this, by the way, let's go back here, is super simple. And right now we're doing this on-click inline because for this example, there's no reason to do this. We just put an error function here. We put an error function here, arrow, not error, arrow, like arrow, bone arrow. I can't pronounce error and error. To me, it's the same. And now this is going to fix it. Maybe, hopefully, if we refresh, yes, let's go back here. It is fixed. It is great. And now when I hit cool, it's going to set the state to the next word that we have. So let me go here and click the button. Look at that. Whoa, whatever. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. So what did we do? We just created our first React component that has a button that when clicked changes the state. And obviously this can get more complex and we will get more complex. Let's jump back to our code, take a look at this amazing code that we wrote today. Look at this. We have our state, and this is the beauty of React, is that you're able to re-render components easily when state changes. If you wanted to do that, you know what? Let me make my face bigger. Let me jump in here. This is important. Like a lot of people wonder, work the mic. A lot of people wonder, like, what's the benefit of React as a framework? Well, the benefit is it allows you to write code much easier and much faster. So you're able to develop things quicker. If you wanted to do this example with vanilla JavaScript, it would be way more writing. And also, there's a lot more work to go with managing, like, because you can't just have one JavaScript file. You're going to have a bunch of JavaScript files. And it's really hard. You got to, oh my, I don't even want to talk about it. It's just so much harder. So here's the thing. Learn vanilla JS, the basics. Learn the language. Learn how to, all the basic stuff, you know, working with arrays, objects, all this good stuff, variables, and blah, 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 you know, and then learn the basics of manipulating the DOM with JavaScript, just so you know how difficult it is. And I'm not saying, you know, stop learning JavaScript after that point. No, like, but jump in to start learning React so you could actually start building good, cool stuff. And this is what I did. And what happens is you're going to get to a point where you're able to make more stuff with React because React makes things easier to build. But then you could always go back and learn more JavaScript as you go along. And so you do it in pairs. Like you learn a little bit of React, and then you realize, man, I don't know enough JavaScript. Learn a little bit more JavaScript. Now you're like, oh, my JavaScript is a little bit better than my React. Let me learn a little bit of React. And that's what you do. But don't spend a lot of time with JavaScript and nothing with React, because you're not going to be building cool stuff. And when you're building cool stuff, it's just going to take forever. I don't know if you saw my example that I had for, I made like a simple what would Kanye say app. I did it with vanilla JavaScript, and then I did it with vanilla React. I'll actually put that video here in the card somewhere so you could click and watch it. But I show you how much less typing you do when you use React. So that was my announcement why you should use React. Back to the code, handling the mic like a pro. This is the best live stream that is not live that you guys ever seen. That like nobody ever seen something like this. I'm gonna do more live. Let me hit up the like, smash the like button so much, by the way, on this video that it just gets ridiculous that more people see this, because I don't know how I'm gonna promote this video online. So here we are in the code. Let's do a quick review and then we'll say goodnight, and I'm actually gonna go and drink my coffee. So here we are. We created our first component. We imported that component into our app.js. We learned about props. We passed props hello world. And then we set that prop to our local state using our useState hook, which is part of React. And then we used a button that when clicked would change our local state from saying hello world to saying whatever. And because you guys, I don't know what I'm doing, but, and I'm burping. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Please subscribe. Well, no, you know what? I don't need to beg. I'm pretty confident that we're going to make it happen, but I'm going to put this here. And now we see here what happens when we click the button. React is so smart that it re-renders and only changes this portion of our HTML instead of rendering everything. So let me save this. Let's go to our amazing trusty screen that says whatever. Why? Because we didn't refresh it. We refresh it, it says hello world, and we click the button. Oh my God, please subscribe. You guys, listen, I just want to thank you for, if you made it this far, you're a true champion. Now, I'm going to say that 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the 111% made it this far. And if you made it this far, congratulations. You're my true fan. So out of 850 subscribers, it might not be any one of you, but if you made it this far, just let me know in the comment that you made it this far. This is like amazing to me. By the way, I want to do these live streams because I do want to talk to you guys, communicate with you, build a relationship, help you guys as much as I can, and make it fun and entertaining. because this means a lot to me. I started to code late in my life. It's been an amazing journey. It's still very difficult. So I want to be honest about that. It's not as easy as people make it out to be. There's a lot of courses out there. Not saying that you shouldn't do online courses, but I'm saying don't believe the hype that, oh, I'm going to make so much money in like 3 weeks, 1 week, whatever, 1 month. What? It's not true. It really isn't. And if someone does do it, you don't know their story. You might not know that maybe where they got hired is because they knew somebody who was really up there, or and then they got fired the next day, or maybe they been coding on their own for a long time, and when they took a boot camp or they did studying on their own, they're like, oh, it only took me a month. I didn't count all the programming I did in high school and then a couple of programming classes I did in college. You know what I mean? Like I took programming in college. You know what I mean? It didn't take me, it took me forever to get my first job, but that's not the point. The point is that I want to have fun with you guys. I want to bring you some value. So thank you for getting this far and watching it. And if you stuck around this far, this is going to be coffee, code, and chat. Chat, I want to make chat to be the most important part here. Honestly, like I like coffee a lot. And so like it should be like coffee and chat and maybe sometimes coding. I'm kidding. We're going to code for sure. But I do want to talk to you guys. I want to engage in the community in a way where you guys have fun and you guys get to talk to somebody. I don't want to be one of those creators that just show video, show video, show video, show video, and then type in the comment. No, I want to talk. I want to have a conversation with you. So I'm going to figure out what's the best day to do the live stream. And I'm going to figure out, all the details here. And I'm pretty sure all my live streams are going to be insanely crazy because it is kind of like they're unedited, right? You can't edit live streams and you shouldn't. You want the authenticity. So again, thank you for your support. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Love you all. Take care. Have a good night.